Good afternoon, my sisters, and welcome to Simply Stacy, where the joy of the Lord is our strength. Well, I want to talk to my single ladies today. I know it can be hard sometimes, grueling sometimes. Some of you are wondering when is God going to come by. You just are ready to be married. And some of you don't been like me. You've been married maybe a couple times. You married young. You was married for years. You're just used to a companion in your life. I know for myself that I'm in a place of peace, not being anxious for anything. But some of you ain't made it to that stage yet. But what I want to tell you is it's better to be by yourself. And I know this may be hard for some of you to understand and comprehend right now because you're not in this stage, in this phase. We're all developing and learning and growing. But I'm going to tell you, it's better to wait on God than to go outside of your flesh, get a man, pull him into your life, get married, then you want to go back to serving God, selling yourself out to God, and he's not down for that. He wants the woman he met in her flesh, not the one that wants to walk in the spirit. He's gonna be acting up because he don't want his spirit, them demons in him gonna get the manifesting. A lot of you are going through this right now. You're going through this right now. You went outside of your flesh, got this relationship that you're in, and now you're going through purity hell with this man because you went out in the flesh. You left the spirit, went in your flesh to get you a man, and you didn't get a man, not a man of God. Most of you got little boys, and you're going through hell with him, going through hell with him because you wouldn't wait on God. And I'm gonna tell you, everything in this life, everything in this world, everything on this earth is about pleasing your flesh. That's why we got to deny our flesh and pick up our cross. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes that cross that you got to bear, it is rough because flesh wants to be fed. And it's going to try to find all kinds of ways to be fed. Just like us with food. There's healthy food to eat and there's garbage that you can eat. But our bodies be wanting the garbage, especially when you don't have a taste of it and you got an appetite that's been open to it. And that's how it is sexually. Your appetite has been open sexually. So your body yearns for that to be met. It don't want to wait. It wants to be fed. And it's going to try by every means necessary to be fed. Just like eating food. But ladies, at the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It is better to wait on God. It's better to not be anxious for nothing. But be still and know that he's God. I'm going to tell you, ladies, there's so many of you out here, you're caught up in a mess. You're in a mess because you went in your flesh and you made it happen. And I don't care what you do. It can be 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the line. It's going to come to naught because it was not put together by God. God said what he has joined together, let no man put asunder. Do you know probably 99% of the people out here that's married and is with people, God ain't put them together? That's why they having problems. It's a difference when God done brought something together. A lot of these relationships God ain't brought together. A lot of people ain't even ready for relationships. They're not even relationship people. They don't even love themselves. God said love your neighbor as you love yourself. You have to first love yourself first to be able to love another human being. And in God's kingdom, you have to learn God's way of loving. God's love is not selfish. This worldly kind of love is selfish. It's all about me, what I want, how you going to meet my needs, how you going to fulfill my desires. In God's kingdom, you are serving, meeting the other person's need, serving them, looking to their needs and their wants and fulfilling their desires. Are you ready for that? I mean, it's really something to really do it God's way. That's why so many people are still single. They're not ready to do it God's way. They want to do it their way, the way they don't learn in the world, the way of the flesh. But ladies, God knows that you want somebody in your life. And you got to look at this thing realistic. Statistic-wise, it says 1 in every 4 women, African-American women, will get married. 1 in every 4 women. And I'm not trying to discourage your faith. But that's just to let you know that you need to be the best that you can be so you can get favor with God, like the women in the Bible did to get your husband. That's why they had to get favor. They had to get favor with God. How you gonna get favor with God? By keeping his laws, doing his will. He'll give you favor with man. You know, you going out there trying to make it happen ain't the key. You talk to God and he'll talk to him. You talk to God, he'll talk to him. God will give you favor. Just be still and know that he's God, ladies. Be anxious for nothing. So many of you are so anxious. And a lot of you are really not prepared to be a godly woman. To be a godly wife. God is still working on you. He's still molding and shaping you. He got you on that potter's wheel. Let it finish the work so that when you do get your husband, it'll be sweet. It'll be so sweet. It's just like letting a piece of fruit grow ripe on a tree. So that when you take that piece of fruit off that tree and you bite it, you just taste the sweetness of it and the juiciness of it is just good. You want to be ripe for the plucking, ripe for the picking. Allow God to finish the work in you, finish preparing you. Like Esther, she went through that preparation stage. Finish allowing God to prepare you to meet the king. But I just feel that anxiousness in the women, just anxiousness. Every generation goes through it. You know, so many women go through all manners of things, but they still don't be still and know he's God. Ain't you tired of going through? Ain't you tired of being hurt? That heart hurting stuff ain't no joke. That should be enough to make you cool your heels down. And a lot of women say, I'm scared, I don't want to get married no more. Just like somebody I talked to over the weekend. And, she don't want to get married. But this is my thing. You're willing to go lay up and screw somebody. You scared now, but you ain't scared to go lay up with them. You ain't scared to get a disease. But you scared to get married. You ain't scared to give up your most valuable possession, your body. You ain't scared. But you scared to get married. No, you scared to make a commitment. You don't want to commit. You don't want to commit. And the reason why you don't want to commit to this person, because you already know that person ain't right. Because if it's a real man that really loves you, and you don't want to commit to him, then it is something wrong with you. But you're willing to give him your body. Does that make sense? Does it make sense to give up your most prized possession to somebody? But yet, you don't want to marry him and commit to him. You don't made a commitment to him by laying down with him. See, a lot of people hung up on this paper, getting this paper. Oh, if it's just a piece of paper, why you don't get it? See, a lot of men go there. But yet, you want me to give you my body. So you want the honeymoon before you make a commitment. And men always be looking at us like we crazy because we talk about marriage. But they the one crazy, want to have sex before they even got a commitment. No. You want the honeymoon before we even get married. No. I'm crazy for giving you a honeymoon and you ain't even paid the price for it. Ladies, stop giving up your most prized possession. Stop putting yourself out here at risk for diseases and all different types of things. And women, stop lying to yourself. You are not like no man. You can't just go lay and play and get over it. You can't. Be honest with yourself. You are not like no man. And then in God, you are not supposed to be having sex outside of being married. I know it's a bitter pill, but that's just the reality of our lifestyle. And it's a protection. It's there to protect you. Because as soon as you open your legs up, you don't open your heart up. Close your legs. Because as soon as you do that, you open yourself up to all kinds of demonic spirits. That's going to lock you down. So many of you locked down right now with a demonic spirit. Locked down because you open your legs. As soon as you open up your legs, you opened yourself up to these demonic spirits. And it ain't worth it. Open yourself up to God and the Spirit of God and the presence of God and allow Him to lead and direct your path. Allow him to teach you his ways and do it God's way. Guard your heart. You're not guarding your heart. Open your legs up to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You're not guarding your heart. You just throwing your heart out there to be chop suey. These men gonna do whatever. Oh, and y'all older women, y'all sure these men will tell you whatever you want to hear. They'll say whatever you want. You know they can come dressed up in a suit, and they still be the devil, just to get what they want out of you. In the body of Christ, it's different than being in the world. A lot of y'all ladies that came out the world, you was whoremongering in the world. That's just a fact. You was whoremongers in the world. See, people don't want to call this thing what it is today. You got to call a thing a thing. You jumping from relationship to relationship and screwing every man that you with, that makes you a hoe. You might not be out on the street with hooker boots on, picking up Johns. You just picking them up another way. You just dressed up, just like I said with the men in the suit. You want to break that spirit off yourself. You have to recognize that spirit on yourself and allow God to deliver you, because you're never going to get a good man of God walking in that spirit. And other men already recognize this, but do you know these men have been with numerous women? That's why they treat you the way they treat you. Because the same way you act, and they already done been with the spirit before. They know it. Men learn quicker than us women a lot of times when it comes to that. Because they don't laid up with a lot of everybody. They don't learn women. They know the good women and the women of God from these ones, the loosey-gooseys. They know the difference. They're not going to tell you that because they want to get in your drawers. But they know the difference. When they come up against a real woman, oh, they run for the hill. They can't play their game. They can't run that game on you, honey. It's a difference. Soon as they start talking to you, I noticed like on this Facebook, prime example, you'll have them in your inbox. They only say for you, hi, I like your pics. If you go back and respond to them, then they'll ask you, is you single? But I shut them down. A lot of time I don't even answer. Because in the beginning, I didn't know what was going on because I was new to this Facebook stuff. But these people are trolling through people's inboxes and stuff, trying to pick up people. That's their whore spirit. So if they come in your inbox, that's a sign right there that they're hell. Trying to get somebody draws through Facebook or Twitter in your DM and all this kind of stuff. You ain't the only person they in your inbox. They trolling around trying to find whatever victim they can find. Like the word say, that devil going to and fro seeking whom he may devour. Them demons be trying to go to and fro seeking whom they may devour. They trying to find some victim. Don't know if they disease infected or whatever. It's a lot of people out here that got disease and stuff. They sick and stuff. People just, I'm telling you, even in the church, you got to realize, and even in the church, these people ain't always been saved. They had a life before they came in this church. Some of y'all women don't even take them to the clinic. Get them checked out. Y'all doing just like you did when you was in the world. Met somebody, they was attractive to you, and you attractive to them, and y'all go on and have a little, however you play your game, or however y'all roll, then you laying up with them. Ain't took them to no clinic, don't know what their previous history was, don't ask no questions. Don't even think. All you know is, you just look at them, they look good, and that's it. Ladies, got to wake up. Got to wake up. If you're tired of being hurt, you have to wake up. You have to become conscious. You got to stop being like a little high school girl giggling every time you meet a man. You can't be like that. You got to be a mature adult. You know, a lot of Christians out here up on the face. Do you date? Should you date? You know what? You really ain't got to date. Like me, I ain't got to date. Because I already know, number one, if they ain't saved, if they serving other gods and ain't serving my God, they ain't for me. You know they ain't got no job, no home. They ain't learn how to take care of themselves. You know, the rules of elimination, that's what I call it, honey. When you go down the rules, you know y'all got these little lists. Some of you got the little list what y'all wanted a man. You need to get that list of rule of elimination so you can keep the little jackleg men out your life that ain't really men of God. And use that rule of thumb on yourself. because you need to be what you want in a man. A lot of people got all these stipulations for people, but they not willing to be what they want. That's a whole nother message. But ladies, I just come to encourage you today. And it may not seem too encouraging, but I want to tell you the truth. Because most churches are not telling these people the truth. It's so much fornication and whoremongering and stuff going on in the church. We are in the days of Noah for real. When I looked at the newspaper yesterday, they got this little 13-year-old on there that went and got a birth certificate saying he's a girl. We're in Solomon and Gomorrah right now. In our time. But people just think this stuff is normal. It's going to be a price to pay for the deeds we do in our body. It's time to grow up. God wants you to grow up, grow up, grow up, grow up. Stop making childish decisions. Grow up in the things of God. Grow up so you can stop being hurt. So you can begin to guard your heart. You won't let anything and everybody in your life. God don't want you to be hurt, but you have to learn and do the things of God. That's what's going to protect you. You don't have to walk around in fear. So many people walk around in fear because they don't know God. God done told us in that Bible how we'll know them. We'll know them by their fruit. What fruit are they manifesting? Some of you don't even give yourself time to learn somebody to see what fruit they are manifesting. All you looking at, they look good and it's just a man or whatever, and then you gone. All he got to do is quote a few little scriptures. Some of these devils been in church when they was kids. They ain't no scriptures to quote. They done been in church all their life, grew up in church. They know how to do church. But it's another thing to have relationship with God. It's a difference. Big difference. But baby, this is just a little pep talk. I hope you get something out of it. God is tired of seeing his women hurt. He wants you to stand on him. Be anxious for nothing. So you won't get caught up in the web of deception. Because so many women are caught up in the web of deception. Because they stepped out of the spirit and went in the flesh to get them a man. I don't know why women think that they're going to go out there and do it the devil's way and going to get godly results. And be boo-hooing and crying. And wonder why everything fall apart. Because you didn't do it God's way, baby. You can't go out here and do ungodly things and think you're going to get godly results. It does not work like that. The devil is deceiving you. And you got to ask yourself, is it worth going to hell for? Temporary moment pleasure of the flesh. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I'm going to leave it at that. Babies, I love you and so does God. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Smooches, sugar woogers. Be anxious for nothing.